What's going on, guys? So now we are in. Just realized that my lunch and drink are still sitting on the stool that's right here. Let me get rid of this. Welcome back, everyone. We are now on part 2 of our Black Knight hardtop installation. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, click on the link that is up here. I will post it, and then you can watch that first because there's some info that you will need in order to continue on to part 2. If you are new to this channel, I talk and do pretty much anything pinball related, so if anything like that interests you, then maybe think about hitting that subscribe button down below. So where did we leave off last time? Ah, yes. So we left off where we showed the playfield when it was clear-coated with a 2-part auto clear over the inserts, and we colored the inserts black around the perimeter of around all the inserts, and we discussed that that was essentially insurance just in case for some reason we applied the hardtop a little bit off, so that way we wouldn't see bare wood around the inserts. I mainly want to start off this video by showing you what the hardtop looks like on the reverse side of the artwork. So this shows you right here basically how thick the material is, 30 thousandths of an inch thick. So, and all that right there is where it's adhesive and sticks to the playfield. So what we're going to do first is basically strip off the white material that covers up any kind of possible damage during the installation, because, you know, that's just our choice. You don't need to or have to. But for this, we already have some concerns, and we just want to make sure that everything is going to line up and be correct. So at this point, we have put the hardtop on the machine, but we have not peeled away the adhesive protector. So we put on the hardtop, and now we've applied the ramps just to see how much of a difference between the ramps and the hardtop it's going to be. We know it's going to be an issue, but we need to figure out how we're going to fix that problem. This is something that you need to know, guys, that when you apply a hardtop to your machine, or if you're just clear coating your machine, you got to understand that you are elevating everything that the playfield touches. Anything that screws down onto this playfield has increased its height by 30 thousandths of an inch. So everything is going to have to be adjusted and put into consideration that you're going to have to make all sorts of micro adjustments in order for this machine to play correctly. Don't just think that you can just strip off your playfield, do some sanding, and then down that hardtop and that you're good to go. It's going to require more effort. And how much effort you put into this is how well it's going to look. And a major kicker here, guys, is that any kind of issue that may come up during this installation is not going to be solely on the cut of the hardtop. A lot of the issues are also manufacturer related. These were all man-made, guys. So any kind of screw hole or hole that was in general, a lot of the times was done by hand. And if it was done by a machine, who's to say it was the same machine that did it? There are so many variables in between machine to machine to machine that the hardtop can only do so much. So take that into effect and don't get pissed off if for some reason a screw hole is not where it needs to be. So let's play some footage right here and let Jason tell you some of his concerns before we install this hardtop.
So our issue here is the ramps on a dual level play field. I have a big gap, and this is part Williams, mainly Williams. Didn't bring the ramp to the edge of the routed cutout for the ramp relief, so that it would match the play field at the same height. So this part right here is Williams, didn't butt it up to the edge, and based on the hardtop, I got a little bit of difference in the full size of the playfield versus the hardtop. Primarily, we're going to use the epoxy. We're going to fill those releases in with the epoxy. I've got some shims in here just trying to match the height of the ramps to the hardtop. So the ramps measure about 25 thousandths thick. The hardtop measures a consistent 30 thousandths thick on the acrylic. So we got a 5 thousandths bump we got to deal with. So we'll take the ramps off, take the hardtop off. It's just laying on here loose right now. And I'm probably going to go ahead and run some black around the in lanes.
Oh yeah.
On the out lanes, I know it looks kind of crazy, but that's bare maple. But that's the way Black Knight originally came. It came bare maple on that outlane on the left and right side. You have bare maple in front of drop targets on your left side and drop targets on your top side here on those lower playfields.
So there you can see that we have our concerns of the ramps, and this is going to be on any machine that has ramps, guys. Whenever a ramp comes down to the playfield, it's going to have basically a cutout, indention, routed out area for the ramp to go down, and so the ball can smoothly go up. So now that you've increased the height of your playfield, but the ramp is still going to be screwing down into the bare wood, you're going to have this big gap where the ball can possibly just not smoothly roll up that hill and then smoothly roll down without hitting a bump on the way, and it's just going to cause all kinds of issues. If you don't care about that, then don't worry about it, but I highly recommend that you do care about this. And we're in the works right now of figuring out how this can be easily performed in the future on other hardtops. I mean, things that you could possibly do to alleviate this issue is cut out some of the hardtop material that is down in the apron area that is not being used or seen, and then you can measure out and cut just to match perfectly over that area where the ramp connects to the playfield. That's an idea. That way you're immediately countering for the height of the hardtop by putting that in its place. I'm hoping you understand what I'm talking about there. But that's not what we did. Now begins what you've been waiting for. How to apply this hardtop to your playfield. Here we go. Now obviously this has been sped up to save on time. So what we're going to do here is pull off about, I'd say maybe 20 to 30% of the adhesive protection, and then razor blade off that portion. Now before we're going to apply the hardtop, we're going to get a tack towel and wipe down any possible debris that could have occurred in the last few seconds of that. We're going to tack it down right before we apply this adhesive. And you also want to tack down the material itself before you pull out the adhesive in case there's any kind of debris that's on there. But I think you're going to be okay as long as you tack down the way we just did right before you apply it. He is checking for any kind of possible contamination that could be there from whatever reason. So he's just making sure that everything's good to go. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, we've got it C-clamped down using a 1x6. I want to say that's the size of the wood. Doesn't matter. But we've got it clamped down and protected by some sheets under that just to make sure that the material does not shift while we're lifting and prying. But once you got that first 20 to 30% done and planted on there, you can remove your C-clamps or tape or whatever method you want to use to keep it in position, and then lift up that side and start removing the adhesive material on the side that you have not placed down yet. This can be sometimes difficult. This is why we highly recommend that you have at least 2 people doing this process so one person can make sure it doesn't accidentally flop down when it's not supposed to. All right, here we go. Grand finale. Tack clothing that thing down. Here we go. And there it is, guys. That is how you apply a hardtop to your Black Knight pinball machine playfield. Now, this is just the beginning, guys. Don't think that this is done. This is just applying the hardtop, but there are so many things that you have to take account for and start making sure that everything is good to go. And that will be explained further down this series. We still got, I'd say, 1, maybe even 2 videos of this. And there you are, guys. That's going to wrap up this video. Here's your little preview look at what the next video is going to entail that we start working on, and that is the upper playfield. Like I said, we have many more issues that we're going to have to deal with down the road in this video series, so if you want to know what those are, please subscribe. That way you can be notified of whenever I upload more material on this subject. I can tell you right now, guys, just to give you some sort of ease of mind, that I really love this product so far. It is very, very impressive, and I'm already highly recommending it. If you've liked this video, please give me that thumbs up, and if you haven't already, do not forget to hit that subscribe button down there. I tend to post videos weekly. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment down below. I will read and answer every one. Until next time, peace out.